Seeing motorcycle rarities at the annual Rhinebeck Meet is not uncommon, and this year's gathering served up a British-made Hesketh and a German-made Zündapp. Both attracted gawkers. Alan Maslin owns the sporty Hesketh, which is a product of the early 1980s.
Lord Hesketh had enough money where he said, I'm going to build the ultimate British motorcycle, and he did. This motorcycle sold for about $11,000 in 1980 or 81, where almost anything else was $2,000, $3,000.
It wasn't mass-produced, and it wasn't for everybody.
How many were made, and how long have you had this, and where'd you find it?
I've had this a number of years, and interestingly enough, I live in the mountains in and around the Catskill area, around Woodstock, and a guy I know had it. He had brought it over many years ago. It took me about 5 years to get it. Although he never rode it, he didn't really exactly know what it was, and or have a feel for it. So I ended up buying it. Actually, I ended up buying it because one day I went over to visit him, and the bike had been knocked down, and a cow had knocked it down on the farm. So I said, okay, Steve, it's about time for me to have it.
And how many were built?
There are about 200 ever made, only about 4, 5, 6 in the United States.
What does it ride like?
It's a great ride. It's really a great ride. It's a little high, and it's geared very high. It's long legged, so but once you get going, and it's heavy, but in the same regard, it goes along pretty well.
Darrell Cutter of Wellfleet, Massachusetts brought the 1938 Zündapp K800.
I've had it for about 10 years. I got it from a good German friend in Germany. I traded a 47 Chief for it. And I was running and riding, but then re-restored it. And it's about my favorite bike. Runs and rides good. And it's Winner's Circle in AMCA, 99 3/4 points. So, great bike.
How common are they?
They're a pretty rare bird, even in Germany. Yeah, pretty rare. Yeah. Not a whole lot of them. There might be in this country. I don't know. I know of about 10, but so that means there may be 20 of them around in the States.
As for the specs,
chain-driven transmission with a shaft final drive. There's 4 sets of chains and sprockets in the transmission. And it's 4-cylinder, opposed 4, and it's got a 4-speed H pattern shifter like a car, first, second, third, fourth, and that's about that. A hand clutch, which is kind of handy, rather than a foot clutch, makes it more rideable. And they're a little slow, really long intake track, but a great bike to ride.
The Zündapp also has a day-night rear-view mirror.
Normal on this side and then dark on this side. So, pretty cool mirror, you just flip it around. Day-night.
At the Duchess County Fairgrounds for Ride Connecticut and Ride New England, I'm Bud Wilkinson.